All right, welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive.
Always a pleasure to be back.
Today, we're going to be looking at excerpts from Riding the Waves of Negativity, Finding the Silver Lining.
Okay.
We really want to dig into how we can kind of surf through life's, inevitable wipeouts and come out on top. Find those silver linings, even when things just feel so tough.
Yeah, I think we all know those times for sure.
Definitely. What really stood out to me in this piece was this word rife. It's not a word you hear every day, is it?
Not really.
But it really stuck with me. I mean, it usually describes something that's everywhere, but usually not in a good way. Like crime is rife or misinformation is rife online.
Right. Yeah, you don't say, joy is rife. It definitely has that kind of negative connotation.
It does. And that got me thinking, is negativity really that widespread? Is it really that rife in our lives? What do you think?
I think it's an interesting choice of words because it suggests that negativity is almost like a built-in feature of life. It's not just a random thing that happens. It's woven into everything.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think there's some truth to that. I mean, look around. We're constantly bombarded with difficult news, social pressures, not to mention our own internal struggles.
It's true. It's almost a constant barrage.
Yeah.
But then the source material does this really interesting thing. It talks about finding silver linings in the most unexpected places, like even meteor strikes and tornadoes.
Yeah, that's where it gets really fascinating. It's not about ignoring the destruction or minimizing the tragedy of those events. It's more about recognizing that even in those dark moments, there can still be these glimmers of hope, of growth even.
And resilience, for sure. Yeah, it's like those wildflowers you see growing through cracks in the pavement.
Exactly. I mean, think about it. After natural disasters, we see so much compassion, selflessness. Communities come together, strangers help strangers, and there's this renewed appreciation for life. It's like those events, as horrible as they are, can also trigger this surge of emotional intelligence.
Now, when you say emotional intelligence, what does that mean in this context?
Well, it's really about understanding and managing our emotions, both the good and the bad ones. It's being able to empathize with others, build strong relationships, and navigate tough situations with a clear head.
I see.
And I think facing adversity, in a way, forces us to develop those skills. We learn to regulate our fear, tap into our empathy, find ways to connect with others who are going through similar things.
That makes sense. It's like we're being challenged to level up.
Exactly.
There's this one image from the source material that really stuck with me. It's this cartoon of a person surfing on waves, but the waves are labeled like bad news and complaints and traffic.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
And the person's just totally chill, sipping a drink under a little umbrella. It's funny, but I think it makes a really important point.
It totally does. It's about finding that balance, acknowledging the negativity, because those waves are definitely there, but not letting it drown you. You can't just pretend negative feelings don't exist, but you can learn to ride them out, find your footing amidst the chaos.
So how do we become these expert emotional surfers? What's the secret?
Well, it's definitely a process. It takes practice. But one thing that the source material emphasizes is pushing our boundaries. It's about not settling for what we can do, but striving for who we can become. And there's this quote from Master Shifu in Kung Fu Panda 3, love that movie, by the way, that I think sums it up perfectly. He says, "If you only do what you can do, you will never be more than who you are."
Wow, that's a powerful quote.
Right? It's so true.
But what does it actually look like to, put this into practice, especially when we're in the thick of negativity?
Well, it's about challenging ourselves to step outside of our comfort zones, to embrace discomfort as an opportunity for growth. It might mean speaking up when we normally wouldn't, trying something new that seems scary, or even just refusing to let fear control us. It's about becoming, as the source material puts it, irregular.
Irregular. I like that.
Right. It's about defying those limitations and expectations, especially when things are tough.
So it's not just about finding the silver lining. It's about using it as fuel to become a stronger, more irregular version of ourselves.
Exactly. That's where the real magic happens. That's where the transformation is.
That's something we can all take away today, I think. Negativity is a part of life, but it doesn't have to define us. And by seeking out those silver linings, by pushing ourselves beyond our limits, we can come out of those tough times stronger, more resilient than ever. So here's a question for you all to think about. What irregular version of yourself could you become by facing those challenges head on? What amazing potential might you unlock? Just something to ponder. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
My pleasure. Until next time.